Hi, I'm PhillipRobert Holmes of PhillipRobert LLC. So at PhillipRobert LLC, essentially we are a media production company. We focus on creating compelling content that fuels the omni experience for businesses, primarily businesses within the fashion, hospitality, food and beverage niche. ImpactAZ has contributed a lot to me this past year, especially from a business perspective, really helped me understand just business acumen and understanding how to negotiate, as well as really comb through some of my contracts, especially when it comes from a cash flow financial planning perspective. So Impact AZ has done a great job with helping us connect the dots. I'll say one grant that they particularly helped me with was the Elevate Together. I applied for that through Impact AZ, was able to be one of the recipients of that award. So they've done a great job with giving us visibility as well as access to financial opportunities out here in Arizona. It's of paramount importance for businesses to support Impact AZ because I'm a firm believer that you can't become what you don't see. And I know as a Black business owner, there's not a lot of us here. So being able to be a part of a cohort where you're surrounded by other people within your space that look like you is not only motivating, but it also gives you a sense of community, but also allows you to sharpen your mindset. Like I'm a firm believer of iron sharpens iron. So I think that it's important that we have diversity and representation, and especially in a business perspective. I would 100% stand on recommending Impact AZ to other small business owners as well as POCs. I think that it's a great platform to help businesses grow, but also gives them visibility to people within the space that are doing similar work or could help them connect the dots. But it also is just a great way to foster community. Oh my gosh, what should people know about Dr. Traham? She stands on business. I think one of the biggest things for me is, I feel so fortunate when I have time with her because she's very about helping you connect the dots. So one thing I would say is like if you come to her with a question, be ready to be open to what she has to give you because sometimes it's just like, yes, I have a person for you, or maybe you should look at it from this angle. It's not always going to be followed up with like, here you go. It's going to be followed up with something like, hey, I have some insight to make you even stronger. So just be open to what you may receive. One thing I've taken away, especially from Dr. Velma, is her mindset. I think if through everything, she always has this thread of God and how God shows up in her life, but also in her business. And she's never afraid to speak on that. And that's so motivating because I feel like sometimes in this world, we feel like we have to tailor ourselves to be a little bit more commercial or applicable or for other people. But she always shows up in her fullness and always represents God and speaks to that. And that's so motivating in this space because one thing I believe is like you can conquer the world, but you have nothing if you don't have God. And I take that with me, especially, I mean, everywhere I go, but even more so after this experience. M- Outside of the program, I was aware of my own little community that I fostered, but I think going through the program, I realized that a lot of people that I can also offer business to were within the cohort. So, one unlock for me was, I was so focused on creating content for like fashion, hospitality, but I realized that a lot of other small businesses didn't understand the importance of social media. So was able to identify that through my knowledge, I'm able to offer consulting and education services for other small businesses to help them maximize their online presence through social media, through strategic planning, through marketing goals. And so now I'm able to offer another service underneath my agency. I think just overall, I believe that, especially as a Black-owned business owner or a Black-owned business, I think, we all have a vision. And so when you are in line with that vision and your purpose that God called you, you have to marry that back with consistency with everything. And I know it's hard. Some people are single parents, you have full-time jobs, that's how they're owning their business. But I think if you apply consistency with this program, you'll definitely walk away with just not necessarily knowledge, but access and opportunity. And I think that's a true benefit for all of us.